That our welfare system has itself become a poverty trap, a creator and reinforcer of dependency.
We should be able to craft a bold new direction in welfare reform, and we should be able to start the move from dependency to independency.
I don't want to make people's lives better by giving them somebody else's money.
The amount of government dependency in this country is just way too high, period.
It's their constituents, a lot of them that in some of these inner cities that's going to need SNAP to survive. A lot of young men that are on SNAP that should be working.
Okay, you guys, everybody listen. We need to be prepared for Vecna.
You're right, Mike. What should we do?
Justin, Lucas, I want you to board up every single window in here.
Okay.
Every single
All right.
one.
Got you.
Steve, I need you to go with Hopper and get all the weapons together.
Okay, I can do that.
11. Listen, 11, just be you.
Okay.
Be you, because you be carrying us.
I know, and
do that shit. Do that thing you be doing.
Okay.
All right?
Damn, Vicky.
Will, what's going on, Will?
Vecna. He's gonna come, Mike. He's getting close.
Okay, that's cool. We're already expecting.
Hey, have you guys ever felt, I don't know, different?
Yeah. Lucas, Dustin, y'all should start with that window. Make sure you cover it completely.
All right. Like, have you guys ever felt like you don't belong?
Yeah, bro. Steve, you should probably.
Have you guys ever?
You're gay, bro. You're gay. We know, bro. It's like this isn't some type of plot twist you've been building up, bro.
How long have you knew?
We knew since the first season, bro. Every single one of us. We all knew. Lucas?
Yeah, I knew it, man. I'm not even able to act surprised right now, bro.
Dustin?
Yeah, bro. When you eat pancakes, you never let the syrup hit the bottom when it drip off the sides.
Mom?
Honey, look at your hair. Look at your hair.
Steve?
Gay.
So all you guys, Mike, you don't care? We're friends, man. Like, it's cool. Like, come on now. So you don't care I have a crush on you? What the fuck is this nigga talking about?
Whoa,
Right.
chill, bro.
No.
Hey.
My fault, Lucas.
No,
I'm just saying.
come
like,
on,
no,
Mike.
bro.
Yo, calm
No,
down.
because out of everybody
Mike.
here, I knew it.
All
This is
right.
why I didn't want to say nothing.
in
This
front
is
of
why I
11,
didn't
bro.
want to.
Joining us now, Massachusetts Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley. She serves on the Oversight Committee, the Financial Services Committee, and is part of the Progressive Caucus. Congresswoman, it's great to have you back on the show. Let me get your response to what we just played there from Republicans about the dependency of those that are on SNAP. I mean, what do you make of that assessment that the current cuts to food stamps, favors a certain part of the Democratic base more so than others?
Yeah, those weren't dog whistles; those were bullhorns, and grossly inaccurate. Again, for SNAP, we're talking about $2 a day per meal, so that's $6 a day. 42 million people in this country.
The way that they've been handling this is by trying to deflect. In fact, we have some sound from Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins talking about how they are rooting out fraud. Let's take a listen.
It is time to drastically reform this program so that we can make sure that those who are truly needy, truly vulnerable, are getting what they need, and the rest of the corruption goes away and we can serve the American taxpayer. So we want to, number one, most important, get the government open, make sure the people that really need this money are going to get it. But guess what? There's a new sheriff in town. His name is Donald Trump, and this program will be reformed. We will hold people accountable, and we will be able to help those who really need it.
I guess one way to keep people from fraudulently claiming benefits is by making sure no one can claim benefits, no?
First and foremost, this is the most corrupt administration in history.
They're demanding $1.5 trillion in new spending paid for by American taxpayers. And I want you to be specific. I want us to be specific. I want you to note what that counterproposal includes, because we've not yet gone into all the details of it, because it's large and very absurd. But here's some of the highlights of this. It would reverse common sense reforms that Republicans made in the Working Families Tax Cut that keep illegal aliens off taxpayer-funded health care. This is a fact. Page 57, Section 2141 of their counterproposal, as we've been posting everywhere. And it would, they would add the illegal aliens, non-citizens back to taxpayer-funded benefits. It would cost taxpayers nearly $200 billion. They would also remove a very reasonable and modest work requirement that we put on able-bodied young men with no dependents. As we've said, they should not be riding the wagon and taking Medicaid. That is intended for vulnerable populations, the elderly, disabled, and young pregnant women, for example, and not young able-bodied men without dependents who are playing video games. We put that into the law because it's common sense. Their counterproposal would reverse that. So taxpayers would be funding them again. They would make in their counterproposal permanent COVID-era Obamacare subsidies without any income caps or any other reforms at all. They would make that permanent. That would cost taxpayers an estimated $358 billion. They would take away the $50 billion that we put into the law to support rural hospitals. They would remove that. And they would send $500 million to liberal news outlets by refunding the Corporation for Public Broadcasting.
Grown men with big dicks in the women's locker room.
A woman encountered a biologically male individual who identified as female in a gym's women's locker room and expressed discomfort. And she lost her membership for it.
What kind of place is this?
She was just showering and changing like any other woman, turned around and saw someone who looked clearly male standing behind her. Instinctively, she addressed the person as Sir. The individual responded by asserting womanhood and the right to be there. She felt fear, shock, and humiliation. She reported the incident to the gym, believing a women-only space should feel safe and private. At minimum, she expected the gym to say they would look into it. Instead, her membership was terminated. The gym later doubled down publicly, stating all members must follow its inclusion policy, which guarantees access for transgender individuals, and any exclusionary behavior will not be tolerated.
And then they're cruel enough to create work requirements for hungry people to get SNAP. But for the last month, they have not shown up for work, and they've been on a taxpayer-funded vacation.
We need to do this while we have the leverage.
Of course, there will be, families that are going to suffer. But it is one of the few leverage times we have.
You reopen the government, and we lose our leverage. There has to be an agreement right now. That's what this whole shutdown is about.
Should the Democratic senators from New Mexico, your home state, vote to open the government so that these SNAP funds are not at risk?
Let me be clear. The administration is choosing to starve American children with money that they already have appropriated.
I'm not applauding their tactics.
The White House.
Well,
this is a choice by the White House.
This is also, Congresswoman, this is also a choice by Senate Democrats to not vote to open the government. Yes, it is. I understand why they're doing it. They're doing it because they want Medicaid funds restored. They're doing it because they want Obamacare premiums to be extended past the end of the year. I understand the reasoning.
Sir, let me just be clear. The money for contingency plans is sitting there. That is why the states are suing. The White House is withholding funds from
2 to 3
children
weeks worth
to
of SNAP
have
funds.
food.
Yeah.
You guys ever... You're gay, bro. You're gay.
Yeah, well, it may not be a big deal to you, but let me
it is
tell
a big
you
deal
that
to
for
me.
the grandparents, for grandparents
a big deal
that
to me.
literally are feeding their children.
My point
to
is that
not
it's a
have
short-term
money
solution.
Won't somebody please think of the children? Those accounts.
It's a short-term.
Matter. At the end of the day, people need to be able to feed their families.
Even CNN is calling them out. We know who's at fault here.
Republicans control the House, the Senate, and the White House. Frankly, this is our only moment of leverage.
The idea that you would give up all of your leverage and then hopefully get some sort of great deal coming down the pike is just a fool's errand.
Why are working families the leverage the Democrats need to get Obamacare fixed?
It's the only lever we have.
Democrats have this one little sliver
right now when we've got some leverage here.
Some Republican senators have pushed a bill that would pay government workers.
I think that just gives the president more leverage.
Catherine was basically expressing, in her own words, the notion that our leverage right now are our votes.
The niggas. Them wanting to solve the problem that we want to solve, but do it in a couple of days or a couple of weeks when we've given up our negotiating leverage.
Without that leverage, the minority party, would be stuck in the mud and not basically have anything to negotiate.
I'll say you got me fucked up, Chinese.
You might be ugly, but believe me, if you have a good heart and good character, you're still ugly.
White men like Trump need to be banished.